Welcome back to the Literary Lounge. I'm Emily.
And I'm Paige.
And we're here to talk about All the Dangerous Things by Stacy Willingham. This is going to be a novella episode. So if you're new here, what a novella is for us is it's a spoiler-free episode. They're short, they're sweet, and they're spoiler-free, like I said. So it's kind of our way to mix things up and review a book without ruining it for everybody. Mm-hmm. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. Before we get into it, so I am drinking the Castle Danger Cream Ale. Castle Danger Brewery is in Two Harbors, Minnesota. If you're from Minnesota, you've probably heard of it. It's a very popular brewery in the state. The cream ale, I would say, is probably like their most popular for a reason,
definitely.
Right? It's like so good.
You can always find that one on draft, like literally any place in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of my favorite like craft beers, I would say.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's fine, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you like an pale ale drinker, IPAs, or like what do you?
I don't know. Like I'm more of like a like I guess I don't really know like how to categorize it, but like a fancy like beer drinker. Like I like the weird flavors. Like for example, like if you go to like the state fair, you can get like the cotton candy beer or like the mini donut beer. Like I like the weird like
you just like try different things.
Yeah, there's this. I think it might be by Fulton. I cannot remember who it's by, but there's like a pistachio beer that I really like.
Okay.
There's like a pistachio cream ale or something like that.
That
it's a Minnesota one.
Indeed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So over there.
Yeah.
They're like pretty close to each other, I think. But yeah, like I like just like the weird flavors like that, I guess.
Yeah.
Do
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are always hit or miss for me. Kind of picky. I do like a sour.
Oh, yeah.
Like sours?
Okay. Yeah, I do love sours. But I don't like when they're like really sour, like where you can't like taste like the flavor. It's just like straight up sour.
And then you just like break out into a sweat.
Yeah, kind of.
Does that happen to you when you have like sour candy? You just start sweating?
Sometimes.
We were literally eating sour Skittles up in your kitchen like an hour ago, and I was like, I need to stop. Like, I'm sweating.
I know. Yeah. Well, right now, like that's like my pregnancy craving is like sour candy. So like, yeah. No, I noticed. Yeah, you didn't grab more when I said you could.
I took
more.
like one handful. I was like, that was enough.
I know, and like I kind of like for some reason there was a lot of like the grape ones in there, and those ones are like super sour. So you probably got a grape one.
I probably did.
Yeah.
Anywho, question of the week: what keeps you up at night? Like at the same vein as this book, our main character can't sleep. So what is it that keeps you from sleeping?
There's like a lot of different things. Like my pregnancy hormones are like super high right now. So currently it's like so stupid, but like apocalyptic things.
Oh
like,
my God, here we go again.
like how I would survive it, or like if I hear like a noise, then I like won't sleep because like I'm like that person who like believes in like paranormal shit.
Yeah.
So like I'm like constantly like scanning the room. Otherwise, so I own like a soap business, like a soap and skincare business, and I'll just like be thinking of like new designs to like make, so that like keeps me up all night too.
Yeah.
So like work related stuff, but it's like all over the place right now.
Yeah.
What about you?
I feel like this is like braggy of me, but like I don't really ever have trouble sleeping. Like I'm just one of those blessed people that like my head hits the pillow and I'm out.
Nice.
Like it pisses my husband off because he's literally like he'll just be laying there like late at night and he has to get up like before me, and like sometimes he can't sleep and then I'm just there like sawing logs. Like I just have like no problem. I guess like very rarely when I do, it's because of work. It's like a Sunday night. I have like, say, a big meeting on Monday that I gotta like present or talk or like something that I'm nervous about. That'll do it. But other than that, like, I don't know. I'm a great sleeper. Like, I know I won't always be that way. Like one day when like Nick and I like start a family and stuff, I'm sure I'll be sleep deprived and know everybody else's grievances that have trouble sleeping. But for now, like, I got no complaints. So
Yeah. Well, you're lucky.
I know. But like I said, it probably won't always be like that way, but for now I'll
Yeah.
take it.
It's pretty much just like stressful things. that
Yeah.
just-
Yeah, if my mind's running, then that'll do it. But
All right. Well, should we get started?
yep, let's do it.
So again, this is going to be a spoiler-free kind of plot summary. Do you want to kick us off on it?
Yeah, so this book, it's a thriller, and our main character, Isabelle, so she, like, the book starts out where she's at, like, a true crime, like, conference, and she's talking, so she lost her, like, really young son, like, in the middle of the night he went missing, and so really this whole book is about her, like, just obsessively, like, trying to find her son, which, like, what mother wouldn't want to do that? But so there's that whole piece, like, the mystery of it all, like, what happened to her son, and she, like, she's separated from her husband because, like, the stress of it all, and so there's also kind of that, like, marital struggle, and then really the big thing that makes her, like, almost an unreliable main character is that she, like, can't sleep.
Yeah, and it like jumps around to her past too to like bring up certain situations that happened that like kind of make her more unreliable. And like during this book you kind of find out like obviously like what happened to like the son, like what truly happened, but like it gives me like Local Woman Missing vibes because like you're constantly like for example, like in Local Woman Missing, like you're constantly jumping around to who you think like is the culprit.
Yeah.
And in this book, like I was the same way. Like I could literally for the longest time could not figure out like what happened.
Right.
And like for a while, like you think it's like the main character, but then like there's certain things that happen and you're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
It's just like it's so fun to like try to piece it together and then like see if you're right in the end.
Yeah, it's super twisty. Like, I totally agree with what you said, where like there's so many different people or like instances where you're like, was that the moment or was that the person that did it? And like you said, her past, like, so now like as an adult, she doesn't sleep. I mean, partially because her son's missing, but like she has trouble sleeping. But then in the past, she was like a sleepwalker. So then she's like, was I, sleepwalking, or like she has like so much unreliability to her that like she's kind of like a big question mark the whole time too. So it's like, it's just so interesting. I feel like we read a lot of thrillers, and I don't know about you, but like this was like one I couldn't figure out, and I was like very shocked by it. So.
Yeah, it's like a ending that like you will literally not see coming.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I don't think many people, if anyone, would even be able to guess like what was actually going to happen. Like you'd have to have like a completely out there guess for it to be right,
Right. Yeah, you have to really think outside the box. And like we read this like a few months ago for book club. This was a page pick, right?
Yeah.
You picked this
I
one.
didn't even attend. Did we even talk about it? I didn't attend it, I don't think.
We did.
I was sick.
We did do a meetup virtually on it.
It was like the beginning of my pregnancy, and I was like very sick.
Yeah. Yep. So don't blame me there. But like I still think about this book like months later from having read it. Like it's up there for me for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I really loved this book. It was a good one.
What did you give it? Do you remember on Goodreads?
I don't remember what I gave it, but I would give it. I'm pretty sure I probably gave it a 5-star.
Okay.
If not, I would. Like, I really liked this book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good thriller. What about you?
So I remember like when I first read it, I was like 4.5 out of 5. But the fact that like, we talked about like you change your rating like after time, I would give it a 5 now just because it's just one of those books that I think about a lot.
Yeah.
And when people are looking for like a recommendation and they want a thriller, I'm like, this one, like do it. Like it's great. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 because like it's just like that,
Yeah. And it's not like a popular one either. I think this one was a book of the month book too. I'm pretty sure.
It might have been.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I think my copy is a book of the month. I don't know what month it was, but sometime last year.
Yeah, and it's so the author Stacy Willingham, this is her second book. So like her debut novel A Flicker in the Dark came out a year ago. And this is like her second one. And like I was listening to like other podcasts and just like I'm very like I was trying to stay up to date on like what everybody's reading and like what social media is saying. And like when she like released like A Flicker in the Dark and then this one, like everybody was like, oh my God, like she's up and coming, like welcome to the thriller world. Like people are just like freaking out about her books.
Yeah.
I will say real quick that I didn't love A Flicker in the Dark.
Okay.
It was like a copycat serial killer theme. So like the like main character, her dad was like a serial killer, and then there's somebody like doing similar types of murders like years later. And it just like I don't know, the premise just like wasn't that interesting to me, and I like didn't find it as twisty as this one.
Okay.
But I know a lot of people really liked that book. So I just wanted to put that out there that like I might be the anomaly here, but like a lot of people like loved it.
Okay.
Too. So
I wonder if she has any other ones that are newer after All the Dangerous Things.
like if she's coming out with more.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked
interested to
this
read
one.
it.
And it was so eerie too. It had
Yeah,
kind of like a
I liked
haunted
it.
vibe to it, like where you're kind of like, is this paranormal? I don't really know.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah. Who do you think should like read this book?
I would just say that like if you like thrillers, like read it because there isn't really anything triggering about it.
No.
There isn't anything out there that I would be like, oh, this might bug certain people. There's nothing adult about it. I mean, it's, you know, there's no like
Spice
sex
or anything.
scenes or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. So I would just say like if you're a thriller lover, like there's probably a good chance that you would like this book.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I think like if you especially have read Local Woman Missing and you loved that book, you'll love this one. Like
Yeah.
it just gave me those vibes, and I like that book too. So
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
yeah,
It's so
it's
good.
a good thriller.
Anyway, we highly recommend 2 5s.
Yeah,
Like, what are you waiting for? Go get it.
yeah. All right, that's pretty much everything that we have to say about it.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today. If you have read this book, let us know in the comments on YouTube or on our Instagram, and let us know what you thought about it or if you plan on reading it. Again, we highly recommend it. So for next week, go check out our Instagram for the next episode topic.
Mhm.
We'll be posting it on there. Please go subscribe and like our YouTube video if you can. Leave us comments. Go follow our Instagram and TikTok at the Literary Lounge MN. And we will see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.